Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Eternal Legends podcast. This is our third day in a row filming, and this is our last in-person episode for a while
Yeah.
because we filmed yesterday the Shotgun Willie episode. You guys probably saw that like Tuesday or Wednesday. That was a bit of an extra episode for you guys. We decided, you know what? We haven't had a guest in a while, so today we're joined by the one and only Nicholas. Thank you for joining us
Hello.
today.
You're welcome. It's an honor to be here. I'm excited for this.
But I guess the first thing I want to bring up, and this is like big news in the Nintendo community, especially when it comes to like modding and stuff, which I know we both dabble in with, well, I have mine right here on my desk. You
I
probably have
mine
your...
right here.
Wait, that's the same one he has.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
nice.
you have the blue one? Let's go.
Yep. Yeah.
But I guess the first thing, well, similar to modding, is Citra and possibly the end of emulation. How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I am very, very disappointed that Nintendo, honestly, the fact that they're not doing anything for game preservation whatsoever, and yet they're going after like the emulators, especially Citra, because now, other than this one emulator that I believe is still in beta called Panda 3DS, there is no other way to play your 3DS games unless you have them saved on a 3DS, and they shut down the eShop. So if you want to get more games, you're out of luck.
Or
They-
eBay.
there's-
That's
yeah,
basically
or
it.
eBay. But the thing about eBay is, again, Nintendo doesn't get money from that, and you are essentially going to be paying all of this crazy money for a game that you can no longer buy directly from
Yeah.
Nintendo. And until Nintendo starts saying, hey, we're going to sell you these games, like maybe 3D Land Marbros 2 for a price, and you pay for it, then there's really no official way that you can play these games. And looking back with the whole Yuzu thing, like, I could kind of see how Yuzu, like, after looking at the whole thing, like taking another look, I could kind of see how Nintendo went after them, because they had like a Patreon they were making. I think it was $30,000 a month from
Whoa.
using like their games and stuff. Like, I could kind of like maybe see that now. I know that, you know, the whole thing with the tokens, and I think it was the prod keys, like that's kind of, you know, like a gray area legally. But I know it's the same Citra team, but the fact that Citra got shut down really just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, just from a game preservation perspective.
I agree. I feel like Yuzu, Citra, everyone's making it seem like, oh, it's the end of the 3DS era, but it's like Citra,
Yeah.
it would have stayed up if it wasn't the Yuzu team. I think
It
if,
would have, yeah, because it was the same team. Like I said, it was the exact same team that made Yuzu and Citra. That's why they both got taken down.
And that's-
because the team had to stop all development.
yeah, that's why I think Panda will survive, assuming it makes it through development.
Yeah,
And
because 3DS isn't a current gen console.
yeah, they don't care. That's why I hear
Yeah.
a lot of
And
people
there's no
saying,
circumvention of whatever. It was like circumvention of, what was it, technological? So I don't know what it was, but that's what they were going.
Yeah,
after
some
the
legal
Switch
term.
for. Yeah, it's a legal thing. So
but piggybacking off something you said about getting 3DS games, GameStop doesn't even carry them anymore. I tried to get Pokemon
yeah,
X
they
last year. I had to end up getting another copy on eBay, which ran me back
Exactly.
like $90. And it was
Yeah,
just the
and it's-
cartridge.
just you don't even get the game case, the manual. You get nothing.
3DS manual sucked though.
Oh yeah.
They were bad. Switch
Oh, yeah,
doesn't even
there's
have
some
them.
that are in like awful quality. I have some that were like really old, and they're just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, my Mario Galaxy manual's taped together.
Yeah.
It's like
I
with,
totally get that.
I feel like everyone's kind of over exaggerating. Sean and I have had this conversation. Everyone's like, it's the end of emulation. It's the end
Yeah.
of emulation because they're gonna go after Citra Yuzu, then it's gonna be Ryujinx, and then it's gonna be then it's gonna be Dolphin, then it's gonna be Project 64, then it's gonna be
Yeah.
this, then it's gonna be Melon. But it's like, I don't think so.
I wouldn't say it's an end to emulation necessarily, but I do think it is a step in the wrong direction. I guess, if that makes sense. It's not like it's all going to come crumbling down and 2 years from now we're going to have no emulators. But at the same time, I think that everyone can agree, like, hey, this is kind of a step back, because even though it's a current gen console and Nintendo's still making money on it, you basically lost the team of developers that would essentially help to preserve Switch games like 10 years from now when the Switch is discontinued and all that stuff.
And when we're on the next console, assuming it lives like the Switch did. Which is crazy.
And then
how long
and then after that console, it's like, because I know they're saying that the Switch 2 is going to be backwards compatible, and they're saying like, oh, you can put in a Switch 2 cartridge, and it's going to be like the same account and everything. But what about after that?
Yeah, unless they use next. Unless the Switch OS lives on, where it's like always the same operating system, but that wouldn't be good, because that's like, I feel like PlayStation did that. If you look,
and then you lose innovation. You just have the same thing over and over again with just slight improvements. Nintendo's going to turn into Apple with the iPhones. It's like the 12 looks just like the 15, and the 16
and looks just like the 8.
I have my 13 right here, and
I have my 8.
The same, exactly.
Yeah, it's just yours has more cameras.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, the 15 has the same. I mean, they're slightly better, but it's minor improvements, and that's what I feel like. Unless Nintendo takes that direction, then what's going to happen next?
Exactly. What do you think about all this, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess this thing, that's a trade-off, right? I mean, the big thing is nowadays is that we have generations because OSs kept changing and technology kept improving in a way that you couldn't essentially go back from one to the next, right? Like, what was it? This is the 3DS? Or no, it was the DS has a Game Boy Advance chip in it. One of them does, and that's the only way basically to carry it over. Now we have the capability to carry
Virtual
things
console.
over, right? So now we can actually, that's why everything's staying the same, right? It's a trade-off, right? If iPhone changed their thing every single time, you would not be able to continue carrying forward your apps and the account system the same way, right? It's so easy to switch phones now, right? That's the nice thing about it. You can keep your stuff. But if you start to change that if you start to really change everything, you start to lose that cross-compatibility, right? So that's the trade-off, right? Exactly. Do you want to keep your stuff, or do you want it to really change and get, I suppose, better in many ways?
Exactly, yeah.
And with the whole thing with Citra and Yuzu, and I'm specifically talking about those, what do you think Nintendo's next legal move's going to be? My guess is that they're going to go after probably Ryujinx. They're going to ignore Panda because they don't care. Mm-hmm. They really don't care.
I would honestly think, I mean, I don't think that Ryujinx is in too much danger. I know that at least to my knowledge, they don't have a Patreon, so like they're not accepting money for anything. And
they do,
I think
actually.
Do they?
Yeah, so it was on their website. I think they had a link to Patreon, so I'll double check.
Do they?
If that case, they're...
In that case, then...
I'm going to check in.
Yeah, one of you guys.
I want to check. Yeah,
at the bottom of their site, they have a link to Patreon.
They do.
4,316 members.
$2,000
a
month. Now, obviously, that is a lot smaller than the 30,000 that Yuzu was making, but you do have to wonder if that could. Now, here's the thing with this Patreon: are they giving like early
games
builds? Are they like giving any sort of way? Because I remember that was what got Yuzu in trouble, was the whole
early builds.
Yeah, early builds of like games that were just being released.
Yeah, it was.
And I also know that Yuzu got in trouble because they were giving like step-by-step instructions on how to circumvent their technological protections. Now, are they going to go after? If they do go after Ryujinx, would it be because of the same thing, that it's because of their guides on how to
get stuff,
circumvent their protections? Would it be the Patreon if there's like anything shady going on behind there? Would it be just because they're using ROMs and that's bad? Like I'm just wondering if that's what would happen.
Yeah, and it's like that could be. There's positives to like that. I feel like with Switch emulation ending, there's positives because that might realistically lead to maybe an extra year of Switch in a way, where it's like if Nintendo's making, because they're losing money, they definitely lost Tears of the Kingdom sales to Yuzu users.
Yeah.
Even Wonder. Oh, Wonder they lost a lot.
Wonder got leaked. There are a lot of games that have been leaked. Yeah, absolutely.
Mario versus Donkey Kong.
I guess actually that's a tough thing about them losing sales, right? Because it's not a one-to-one thing either. If there was no emulators at all, would those people actually buy the game, right? And also, some of those people probably did buy the game, right? It is actually, that's one of the weird things about talking about lost sales is that it's not a one-to-one correlation. You can't necessarily say that that is necessarily true, that they lost sales because of that, or at least a significant number, or as many as it would seem.
Yeah, because
So,
you could
that's
say
a
like,
fun.
oh, well, some people got it on Yuzu, like Tears of the Kingdom. You could say, oh, they got it on Yuzu because I want to play it in 4K 60, and obviously I know the Switch runs it at like 1080p. Yeah, I think it's 1080p.
1080
Yeah, and it
30,
goes
I
down to
think.
like 25 FPS like sometimes because there's like frame drops and like it says 30, but there's frame drops and everything. Some people just want to play it at a higher resolution. But when the game comes out, they buy the game because they want to support the developers and they want to play it. Maybe they want to play on the go if they go to their friend's house, if they go on vacation. They still want to play it on their Switch. But when they're at home, they want to play it on their beefy 4090 and they want to have, you know, the
4K
60
mods.
FPS and 4K. It looks really nice. If you've seen those videos, it looks really, really good. And some people, like, they want that, but they also want to play on their Switch and support the developers. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying that everybody does that. And obviously there are some pirates out there that do, like, pirate the games. And obviously, which, you know, obviously none of us can condone
Yeah,
that.
we
But,
don't.
yeah, but at the same time, there are also people who are doing it the right way. They're backing up their games and they're
Just loading them.
doing it fine. Exactly.
Yeah, with like modded switches and all of that.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not, and this is like the definitive question for today. Is this the end of emulation? I don't think so. I think it's just a change in a new direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a step back in my opinion.
Since the main claim I hear is, oh, they're probably gonna sue Dolphin next. That happened last year already.
Yeah, true.
I know.
We
Well,
did an
takedown
episode.
notice, not a sue, but either way.
But it's still
yeah,
going.
it wasn't a lawsuit. It was what was it? A
They sent it to
DCMA or
Steam,
something?
DMCA, yeah, something like that.
But
Yeah,
they're
DMC,
still
yeah.
they're still going. Dolphin's still going strong.
Exactly. Dolphin is.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for
They're
the
doing
point
really well.
where, and I hope Dolphin does this, because Simu sucks. Simu sucks. I hope Dolphin eventually tries to expand to Wii U.
That'd be cool.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
An idea I'd like to mention just before, because like I know there's a lot of like the emulation, and I'm actually going to be devil's advocate and say that it could be worse than you think, and I think it's something I've talked about almost probably a year ago now when the Dolphin thing happened, is the idea that Nintendo also pursues these cases not just because they want to get rid of them, but also because it creates the idea of precedent right now. Emulation is a gray area. But the more cases Nintendo wins, the more they can use those cases as justification to take down new things. So they can progressively, essentially, have less and less, like, straight up, like, actual backing in law to take down the thing just based on the things they've already won. So, you know, Yuzu, like, basically admitting guilt by taking the plea. I guess was it a plea deal? I don't know. They took a deal, basically, right?
But yeah, they basically settled the case.
They
Yeah.
settled it, yeah.
Yeah, it was
But,
a settlement. Yeah.
Yeah, but basically by admitting guilt, they essentially make it easier for Nintendo to win cases like this in the future, right? So they could very easily go after Regents now because they basically have the proof that say, hey, they Yuzu them very similar thing. Look at all the similarities. They, you know, they admitted guilt. They're doing a very similar thing, so they are probably guilty too.
Yeah,
So,
they essentially
it's
admitted
fun.
guilt and they settled the case because what they didn't want was a new legal precedent to be set, and then they used that precedent to take down other emulators. Like, because who knows that if they said we want to fight this in court, and then like a judge rules that emulation's illegal, then that could kill emulation entirely.
And that's the end.
They'd rather cut their losses rather than risk killing off the entire emulation community, because that's a major risk if they took up that case. Instead, they just settled it, cut their own losses, and essentially was the best case scenario if you think about it.
Agreed.
Because what Nintendo would have done was they would have I think it's called slap. They would have done what's called a slap, where they basically stretch out the case until they basically bankrupt Yuzu, and then they can't afford to fight in court anymore, and then they have to, drop out of fighting Nintendo, because Nintendo's a, multi-billion-dollar company. They're the richest company in Japan. They would basically stretch out the suit until Yuzu's bankrupt, and then that's what they would have done. And they knew that, so that's why they settled.
I did not know that. That's smart.
They're not. I don't think they necessarily make the
Yeah.
most money, but they have the largest amount of money in like the bank base. So they have the largest assets, like by by quite a bit actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there's a side effect I feel like nobody's really talking about of, more specifically the Citra side. I feel like more people were hurt by the Citra thing. Because I know
agree.
a lot of creators don't have, like, 3DS capture cards. Like, a lot of, especially the CTGP7 community, they're using Citra builds to record. Yeah. I'm lucky enough to where I have this actually plugged. Yeah, I have it plugged into the capture card now. But it's like, I have a capture card. It's not going to affect me. But with people, and it cut back on, like, I know the server itself, the CTGP Discord server, made a statement that development's slowing down for the next update because they have to figure out how they're going to handle Citra, because they have online servers for Citra too.
Yeah, they do, and I've used them before.
You've used I'm saying the CTGP servers for Citra. You've used those?
Yeah.
And I wonder how it's going to affect the release of 1.5. I would love to get Pablo MK7 on the show, sit down and talk about that, and like the process of rolling out an update. Because it's interesting, and I've spent countless hours on CTGP7 just custom characters, custom tracks, filming videos. And I wonder how this, especially since I know, as I said, a lot of the developers probably don't have capture cards, even within like the Nintendo streaming community. Capture cards aren't common.
They're very expensive, and they're like not only are they harder to get, but they're very expensive. They're like, I think $300.
Yeah, mine was $300.
How much is yours? Yeah,
mine was $300.
It's more expensive than an Elgato.
Plus, it's like scams and stuff. I know spoke about this back on Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, for my 2DS, where they said it was like a $80 capture card, I think, and it was just installing Snicker Stream.
Yeah, but you could do at home for free.
And I had it already installed. It wasn't compatible.
Yeah, he basically didn't do anything. He just charged you $80 and
then sent it back.
Yeah,
and then I never got the refund too, which pisses me off. But I'm like,
yeah, that I'd be very upset if that happened to me.
But it's like with that, I wonder how it's gonna affect things overall. Like with not even just CTGP development. I feel like that's the biggest case, but all development. I'm gonna say like a lot of ROM hacks probably will die in production because of this, since
likely, yeah.
Especially like people who need to post footage, like dev teams who need to post and share footage, can't anymore. But I've also heard things where Citra is still operating, just differently, because I heard something last week about a new patch.
Oh yeah, I mean Citra still works. If you have it downloaded, obviously you can like still use it. I haven't heard anything about any patch or anything like that.
I remember hearing that in somebody's server that it's still going.
But I would also like to bring this up as well about Citra. There are a lot of games that haven't been like fully optimized for Citra yet. There are some games like where it says like it doesn't work as well. Yeah, and I think even like Mario 3D Land was another one that doesn't work as well.
Yeah, it ran smooth though. I had no issues.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously, you know, there are a bunch of examples you could use of that, but what happens to those games? They essentially can't be played very well on Citra. Yeah, unless you have, again, native hardware, unless you have a 3DS lying around in the game.
Yeah, and that's where I say it is kind of a death of emulation in a way, but not like a full death. There's like parts where it's dead, but it's like it definitely took a major hit.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a setback rather than like the death of emulation.
Yeah, it's a major halt, and I feel like emulation will never go, even if it's like where, okay, we lose on the Nintendo side, okay, we lose Switch, which is fair. Nintendo shouldn't allow Switch emulation. And then even if we lose Wii U, Wii, 3DS, like most of the Nintendo emulation, I'll argue, is SNES because of Mario World ROM hacks.
Yes, I know Mario World ROM hacks are very, very popular.
Yeah,
there's a lot of them out there.
I played one recently. I filmed it, I think, yesterday. The Mario Wonder one in Mario World.
Oh yeah, the
That
Wonder
was
one, yeah, I know.
impressive. That was impressive. The one thing that did bug me about that hack is that they had every power up except Elephant. I didn't even see the
Oh
drill
yeah,
though.
I know they didn't have the elephant power up.
They
I
put
noticed
Bubble
that,
in
yeah.
1-1, which
Yeah, because I noticed like in the 1-1, instead of like having to break the blocks with the elephant trunk, you had to like crouch underneath and grab the coin.
was cool because it was different, but
Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was interesting, and it's like that's one thing where I would love to see Nintendo do that officially, like experiment with old art styles, like release a new 16-bit Mario game or something like that for maybe an anniversary, like New Super Mario Bros, but it's 8-bit, like something
Yeah.
cool like that where I think it would sell.
That'd be cool, yeah.
And I guess since we're on the topic, unless either of you want to add anything about emulation and Yuzu, Citra, any of those,
I think I've said everything. Yeah, it's
I mean,
just
the future, I guess, with there's a lot of rumors floating around. I know you've been keeping up on your channel with them, Mario Kart 9 and
Yeah.
First of all, I want to ask, what do you think it is? Mario Kart 9 or Mario Kart X?
See, this is a tough one because I just don't know if they're gonna call it if Mario Kart Tour is essentially the ninth Mario
I
Kart.
feel like it is.
If I'm being honest, if I'm being 100% honest, I think it's neither. I don't think it's any. I think it's gonna be something else. I don't think they're gonna call it a number. I think it's gonna be like I know some people were floating around Mario
Crossroads?
Kart X.
I
don't
heard
know.
Crossroads.
I heard Crossroads too. I just think it's going to be something other than a number. I think they're going to call it something completely different, and they're going to I think it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, I've seen people say, "Oh, it's coming out this year." There's no way. There's no way.
No.
I know we've both
Yeah,
been.
Mario Kart. No, it's. Not
I say
coming
there's
out.
no more AAA titles really this year. We have what? Showtime in a week, less than a week.
Yeah.
Friday actually.
I know
6
that.
days.
I know Paper Mario is coming to the 1,000-Year Door, and that's
Next
coming out in
month.
May, and then Luigi mentioned 2 HD's coming out in June.
Yeah, actually, I just realized the day this episode comes out, Showtime releases.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
comes out on Showtime's release, so this was filmed on
Showtime will be
Saturday.
out.
But that's
Exactly.
wild to think about. And with that, what do you think of the Switch 2 rumors?
Honestly, I kind of buy the one where it's going to come out in March of 2025. Because think about it, it's going to be the it'll be the 8th anniversary of the Switch 1 coming out. I do think that it's going to be I think it'll be revealed sometime in the next. We're still in physical 2023 if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be sometime in the next physical year, which will be I think it starts in April. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's April. So. It's gonna be. I could imagine a summer reveal. I could totally see that coming
Like
out.
E3
Maybe
season.
autumn at the latest. What?
Like when E3 used to be, like that June, July season.
Yeah, 'cause I know E3 is dead now. I could see it sometime in June or July. I could totally see that, even if it's just like a teaser. Kind of like what they did for GTA 6. Even if it's just like a little teaser where it's we have a new console and it's coming out next year. I could totally see that. And now in regards for the name, honestly. I could totally see it being the Switch 2. I looking back, I said no. I said that we call it something different, but Switch 2 just works. It's simple. It gets the point across.
And everyone's been saying it.
It works. Yeah, I know. It's like, hey, it's a successor to the Nintendo Switch. It's not a Wii U where people think it's the U. Oh, it's an accessory. It's a Switch 2. It's like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. It works. It's simple. It's not, it's not as crazy. It's not as a wacky name, but it works.
It's a point. That's a point I've heard nobody bring up. The comparing it to the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Never heard
They
that
do it,
comparison.
works fine. Yeah, PlayStation 5, 4.
PS6 in a couple years.
Yeah. PS5 Pro's coming out soon.
I heard
Yeah.
about that. I'm probably going to get one. I have the
yeah.
4 Pro and an unopened 5.
Oh, man.
The 4 Pro sounds like an airplane, kind of like the mini fridge. The Xbox mini fridge. That thing is loud. Yeah, I feel like on stream you really can't see it. You can't because the
Yeah.
face cam is just squished in a corner. For this, you can
That looks
see
like a
it.
stick
Yeah,
fridge,
it's
though.
sticking out from the corner like it's gonna
Yeah, it's
murder
so
you.
loud. It's empty. And it's that loud. And it's on eco. So
Damn.
it's
That's crazy.
But it's like with the thing, with some of the rumors you're hearing, and then I'm gonna ask you the same thing, Sean.
Yep.
Excuse me. I hate when it's happens when I laugh and then everyone else. But what do you think with some of the rumors of it might be like the Switch attach idea of where it might be like a DS or it might be DS backwards compatibility?
I'm just gonna be honest. I think the Switch attach name sucks. I really think that sucks. That screams accessory to me.
It does.
I feel like if they do that, it's Wii U all over again. However, I do like the idea of a second screen, especially if they decide, hey, maybe one day they want to bring back like DS in the Nintendo Switch Online. Like, I could see they sell some sort of accessory. Like, I'll just grab like my Switch, for example. It's like where they have the Switch right here, and then there's a screen that like goes above it that gets attached to it, and then you play it, and it's like you have the bottom screen out here and then the top screen up here. I could totally see that, like where they have some sort of accessory.
Kind of like
essentially like that.
That looks so bad.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't. I actually like that.
Yeah.
I would say it would make more sense if the accessory was like this, though, where the accessory's the...
Yeah, essentially. Yep, yeah.
Except-
pretty much.
That looks cursed.
Oh, I see what you
DS
mean.
Switch
Yeah,
sandwich.
that could work, honestly. Like, maybe it's more buttons. I don't know. Something like that could...
Yeah, or even
definitely
where...
work.
I feel like...
They need to have two touch screens, though.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's not
I mean, yeah.
bad.
The bottom touchscreen
It's
could
not-
always
it's
be
not
like a
bad,
keyboard
yeah,
or
I
something.
mean-
Yeah,
I think that
that's true.
Microsoft tried that once.
Either way, I like both ways.
That's a missed opportunity that Sean, I don't think, even meant to give that idea, because I know with PlayStation, and Sean, I know
Oh, the
you're on
touch.
Xbox.
Yeah.
I was going to say with the PlayStation and Xbox, you could plug in a keyboard and mouse and use those.
Yes. I know you can do
Nintendo's
that
the
on
only
Xbox.
one... You could do it on PlayStation, I know. I did
You
it with
can't do it on
PS4.
PlayStation 2? Okay.
I never plugged in a mouse, but I used to have a keyboard. So it's just useless. It was for
I
if
remember
I...
you could plug in a keyboard to the Wii. I do remember that.
I didn't know that.
Could.
Yeah, you could. I remember doing that.
But it's like, Switch should have had that. And they can make that so easily with just a patch update.
So easy, yeah. They
But
did
it-
it with Bluetooth. Like,
Yeah, I remember
they can
that.
do it with Bluetooth. Why can't they do it with a keyboard?
Yeah, and I feel like Bluetooth was probably harder to add. Not really, because...
Yeah, you'd think it would, because like.
Actually,
yeah,
no,
Bluetooth,
because
like, needs
Bluetooth
something
control... Okay, I just realized, I'm like, with Bluetooth controllers.
That's the wrong one.
This is a Wii U battery controller.
A Wii U. Oh my god.
Hold on. Oh, thank you. I have
mine right here.
Yeah.
A Wii U Pro controller.
This is my Switch Pro controller.
Let's go.
I have so much
Third-party
random
Switch Pro
stuff.
controller.
Like
That's
this.
so
This is
Nick.
just random. Sonic Wallet, just next to me. I think.
Sonic Wallet. Let's go.
But it's like with the next console, what's your guess? What do you think of? Because I feel like there's 3 names floating around. You have Switch 2. You spoke about Attach, and then Focus. What do you think? That's my favorite, the Nintendo Focus.
That's your favorite. Honestly, my favorite. Switch 2. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Stupid. Honestly, that's the easiest thing. You get your point across, because Focus, people can be like, well, what's a Focus? And even I made the joke, Hocus Pocus, Nintendo Focus.
I like that though. That's something Nintendo would
yeah.
use.
It's just, I don't know. It just seems a bit more confusing than it has to be. But I could totally see them doing Super Nintendo Switch. I think that'd be really cool too. Imagine maybe, what about Nintendo Switch Advance?
I would like that.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say my top 3 names, Switch Advance, Super Nintendo Switch, and Switch 2. I
That's
think
fair.
those are the 3 best ones that you could do.
Yeah, I agree.
I was thinking about something completely new that
And
blows
that
my mind.
nobody heard. What do you think
Yeah,
of all
exactly.
the Switch stuff, Sean? Since I know you've been very quiet
So
today.
true. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. I hope it's Nintendo Switch 2. I really same reasoning. I do not want people being like, what, like an attachment, like the Wii U
Yeah.
thing all over again. No, please God, no. But you know what? If I'm gonna be a rebel, I want to pick a weird name. I love the 3DS. New Nintendo Switch.
Actually, I haven't heard that either. That's like one that I feel
I've heard that one a few times.
I know some people. The only thing, I mean, I don't.
it wouldn't sell well.
I'm kind of mixed on the new name. I do agree with you, Sean. Like, it's like, yeah, I do like that branding, but at the same time, it's kind of like, what if there's a Switch 3 eventually?
The new Nintendo Switch.
The new.
Come on, come on. We already
Like,
have
yeah.
what, like super? What was it? Oh God.
It was like 4 Game Boys.
No, remember the version of like new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe? Like we already got that.
Yeah.
Nintendo can do new Nintendo.
Also-
new Nintendo Switch Deluxe.
Also, my other thing about the new name is that the new 3DS was more of a mid-cycle refresh as opposed to
It was like a Pro.
completely new. Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a PS4 Pro, like you said. It's not like or maybe a Switch OLED, like kind of like that. It was like a Switch OLED of the 3DSs. It wasn't like, oh, here's our new handheld. It's just an improved
update.
3DS. But then again, the Switch 2 is kind of going to be an improved Switch. So
That's what I
maybe
heard.
it could work, but yeah, it's.
What do you think of, and I'm asking this to both of you, backwards compatibility? How far do you think it's going to go? I've heard people
I think
saying
it's going to be
DS.
backwards compatible for the whole Switch. I
don't think
all the
DS is
Switch
possible.
library- You don't think DS is possible? I don't think they're going to do.
I'm
DS.
saying I think they're going to do a virtual console thing, like
You
Switch
think so?
Online.
I hope so.
I
Yeah,
hope.
from what I've heard, the Switch 2 is going to use the exact same account system and everything that the Switch does. So you
Same
just log
UI.
in, you can download all your regular Switch games, you can pop in like Switch cartridges, and it's going to work fine. And honestly, Nintendo, W move, because that a lot of people are looking forward to that, and it looks like they are going to deliver. So I'm very happy with that if that's the case.
I'd be so surprised if they didn't, because it's literally been in their financial reports. Like they literally to their investors, they're like what is it? Our base is not the console, it's the account. Like that's literally been in their
Exactly,
thing
yeah.
for like I think a couple of years now.
I've never heard that.
Really weird. Yeah, there's a slide. You can find it online.
And I guess since we're on about the future and the past, we have like 3 weeks left for the 3DS. This is,
I know.
this wasn't even planned, but I want to bring it up because it just popped into my head. How do you feel about that?
I gotta say, honestly, it is sad, but the fact that it lasted as I gotta think of it like the positive way. The fact that it lasted as long as it did, though. Remember, the
8
3DS
years.
has been out since 2011. The Wii U's been out since 2012. 12 freaking years. Like 11 to 12 years. I mean, that's insane, honestly, the fact that it lasted. Because think about it, with Mario Kart Wii came out in 2008, right? I know the Wii came out in 2006. They shut it down in 2014. That was only, I mean, with Mario Kart Wii, we only had 6 years of that.
Well,
Actually,
you
a little
still
bit
do
less
now.
if you. Yeah, I know. Well, for Mario Kart 8, for like that came out in 2014.
Yeah.
We essentially had 10 years of Mario Kart 8, so we had more time than the Wii did, and the
Yeah.
Wii did better. The Wii
Yeah.
sold better than
And
the Wii U did.
I think Mario Kart 8 sold worse than Mario Kart Wii.
I believe so.
Excluding,
yeah.
obviously, 8
Sold
Deluxe.
worse. Yeah, obviously 8 Deluxe is the best-selling Mario Kart of all time, but that's because it's on a console that did, amazing. It outsold the Wii.
I'm
It
gonna
could
say a
potentially
hot
be the best-selling
take.
console of all time.
I'm gonna say a hot take. I think you've agreed with me on this in the past, Nicholas. I know Sean, in an unreleased video, the Nintendo console tier list that's been being edited since October.
It'll be out in 2025.
Yeah, when the Switch 2
Yep.
comes out, we'll have to edit that in.
We'll edit it in.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually might do that now. But I said that the Wii U is better than the Switch. I made that
In
bold
ways,
claim.
in ways, I could agree with.
Even
I
with
mean,
the online. That was way
yeah,
better.
well, because online was free. I mean,
Not even
like,
that-
if we
that,
look
it
at our
wasn't
online
crap.
Systems, like the Wii U was. I would say they're both around the same quality, but Switch you have to pay for. Wii U was free. The Wii U also had Virtual Console, where you could buy like old NES, SNES, N64, even Wii and DS games, which I thought was really weird, but honestly really cool. at the
Wii,
same
I
time.
didn't know
You
was in Virtual Console.
could- Wii was, yeah, it was very interesting.
Plus,
but
you had
could
Game
buy, like,
Boy.
Galaxy 2.
You could get...
I think Game Boy. Yeah, Game Boy was on the
DS.
Was on the 3DS. I know.
I wish they put DS games on the 3DS eShop. It was only on the
They
Wii
should
U.
have done that. That would have been perfect.
That would have made more sense than putting it on the Wii U eShop.
That would have been perfect. I think maybe they didn't do it because the DS was technically backwards compatible with
Fair.
the DS, so I could maybe see that argument.
But the games were
you think
out
it
of
would
production.
work better though? Yeah, I mean, it's like you couldn't really buy games as easily for the DS though.
It's like now.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't buy DS games anymore.
Unless
you
because
buy eBay.
GameStop doesn't carry them.
No,
GameStop,
unless you do eBay or third
Yeah.
party.
because GameStop carries Wii. I didn't know that. I found Mario Wii there
Oh,
for like
yeah.
$15 like last month.
I know there's this one store in the UK that's called Kex. I went there when I was there last year, and they have Wii, they have DS, they have all like the used games there. It's such a good store, and they should totally come to the States. It's a great store.
And it's like with me, the only good place, like if you want to go in person to get retro stuff, you have to go to New York City. And
Oh, yeah.
their prices, I was looking at GameCube controllers, like authentic ones that are used, and it's like, oh, that's $250. I'm like, for a
Jeez.
used GameCube controller, it's $250. Which is
That-
why I'm glad
I have 2 game
Nintendo.
controllers right now. I guess
I have one.
Oh,
Are these
right
like?
here. It's kind
are-
of weird because of the green screen, but
Yeah, I noticed it glitched for a second.
yeah,
It's
because
like-
the button's green and I have the green screen, so
Yeah.
yeah.
The Mario Galaxy screen.
Oh yeah.
That is
I
Galaxy,
love this
right?
Background. It's yes, this is Galaxy. This is what I use this on my streams. Like, except I don't have like the planet like up here. I just use like this part like right down here. It's a
Yeah.
great background.
I need to set one up in here. I really do.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, my room. I can't. My behind me is my bed, and it's just.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
that's what
the
Sean's
best.
sitting on.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
mine. I've been thinking about getting rid of this chair. Actually, this
I
chair
love the green
got
screen.
added in here because of actually the last time you and I have sat down for a podcast on Nintendo Crew.
I remember that.
Lol, it's over.
It's
My
over.
AirPods died.
Do you want mine?
Nah, you're good.
I was gonna say.
I was only wearing one.
Oh, okay. I was
We'll
gonna say
pull
you
this
could
one
use
from
mine.
the-
Did the AirPod die?
His did, yeah.
Yes, so true.
There's an
Oh
echo
my
for a
God.
second.
Hey,
But,
I'm wearing AirPods too.
oh wait, are
Except-
those the AirPod Maxes?
Yeah, these are AirPods Max. Yeah.
Let me ask, what do you think of those?
They're good. I actually, and I know you're gonna say, Nicholas, why the heck did you buy headphones for $550?
Wait, they're $550. I didn't
Here's
even
the
know that.
thing. I didn't. I got them on sale from Amazon. They were down to like, I think it was what, $379.
Not bad.
And then here's the thing. They ship these late. So I contacted Amazon because they have a thing where it's like you can, if your package is late, you can get like some credit. They gave me $100 of credit. So I spent less than $300 on these bad boys.
That is a good deal.
I know. So I
That is a-
essentially got half off.
That is good.
It was down to like $279, and they're $550 MSRP. They're
Wow.
great. I like them a lot. They have great noise cancellation, and they have great pass-through. Or it's like, I think it's like noise pass-through. I don't know the name of it, but like essentially you can hear the world around you even when you have the headphones.
Oh,
and
no
that's what
noise
I'm on right now.
cancellation.
Yeah, and they have like microphones on it, so it's like, and it comes out of the speakers on the inside, so
That's cool.
it basically amplifies the sounds. You can hear your content, and like I can hear you. Like, let's say someone was in here like with me and we were chatting, I could hear them too.
Yeah. And that's what's cool about the different AirPods.
They're both. So I'm just gonna go sit over here.
Oh,
And I'll unmute.
Oh no.
yeah, both died.
Yeah. The AirPods Max, they're great, but I
Wow,
do
I can
believe
hear
they're going to
that.
come out with a new version with USB-C instead of Lightning soon, because I know they're switching over to USB-C.
Yeah. Oh, they're
Which-
not
Cool,
Bluetooth?
but I don't need USB-C. So.
They're not Bluetooth? I thought they were Bluetooth.
Oh, they are Bluetooth. I
about the
actually
case,
have
though?
the. Well, I have the dongle where it's like you can plug
haven't
it in.
heard
'cause
that in
I have
so
mine
long.
wired. I have mine wired because like actually, I could probably start using these wirelessly with my computer because I actually recently bought a Bluetooth adapter because the Bluetooth of my computer was crap. So I could probably get these things like Bluetooth connected pretty soon. I actually just kind of noticed that. I should probably get that set up. It's funny I noticed on the podcast, but yeah.
Yeah, with me,
because I have any Bluetooth adapter.
I need to reset up my Stream Deck now that I'm looking at it. I got it, used it for like a week, haven't used it since.
Is Boruto
Yeah.
still on there?
Oh,
think with
oh,
the
let's see.
Bluetooth is that-
Let's see. Oh, wow, it's not even working.
Oh man.
Hold on. Let me just... Let's see. Sean, you want to take a look? It is. There's still a Boruto button. You can't see it's right here. But there's a Boruto button. There's actually a...
It's still there.
Yeah, I have a
It
button that
lives
just
on.
opens Boruto. Like, just opens Crunchyroll and has Boruto show on screen. But it's like, Sean, any comments on Switch 2, next-gen Nintendo?
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue what it's gonna be, honestly. Like, I genuinely have been like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna go for like mobile? Or are they gonna go for the DS? Like, what like weird? Because there's probably something a little weird, but I'm like genuinely wondering what it is. I think it's probably something closer to a mobile push. Like they're gonna integrate it in more with like mobile phones and like sort of put their store into mobile. And the reason for that is because not really anyone's done that yet, really. And like they're starting to. I think like Xbox especially has a lot of that kind of stuff. But like with Nintendo's platform, they could really bring something like that up. And as well, it's also just that actually it's also the account system, right? Like they're posting the accounts. Like they can only you can only sell like dedicated hardware so long. And like phones, they're getting to the point now like they can play Resident Evil 4 the remake on like the newest phones, right? Like they could probably start to push like like the Switch is probably can't even run that. So there's really no point making dedicated hardware. They still will, probably for a while, but that's kind of where I'm thinking the focus might go. It could also just not go there because it's Nintendo. I mean, like...
That's valid.
What are they... I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't even want to make a guess. But there's so many things they could do. I'm just going to wait for 2025. I think that... I think Nico said that makes perfect sense. That's when they're going to do it. So, yeah, we'll see.
I agree with that completely. Since I've heard people saying, oh, it's going to get revealed this month, and we're going to get a new Smash at launch, a new Mario Kart, a new 3D Mario... Then we're going to get Wonder and Tears of the Kingdom DLC this year. Like, all these things. I think this is my game plan for the rest of the year. Probably everything that's already been revealed. Showtime, the 2 remakes. Probably, I say, one big summer title, maybe. But it's too late to reveal that unless it's like a pop-up announcement. And then I think we're getting one more AAA title that's unannounced. Something for Christmas season.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I'm going to guess, if Nintendo, because they seem to like to throw one new console at us a year for a virtual console. What do you think they'd go for next? Wii or GameCube?
I say GameCube.
That would actually be smart. I actually think that would be smart. If they do it, but they make it to where you can add color instead. Kind of like what they did with the Game Boy on there.
That could work, yeah.
That would actually be smart and make the games playable for the first time.
The big thing about GameCube, though, is like, we've never had GameCube Virtual Console ever. We've never had it.
Yeah, but...
And I think a lot of people want it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know some content creators have done ports, for example, Double Dash on Switch, of, like, you get what I mean, just playing GameCube games on Switch. Like, I've seen Sunshine, obviously 3D All-Stars.
Yeah,
which is the main, I would say the main rebuttal. I would love to see Virtual Console, because then I could get back into Melee. Because I don't feel like booting up my Wii.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And it's like, just to play Melee for what, an hour? I would love online, because then I could get back into Melee. We could just, like the 3 of us, sit down and play Melee for a couple hours.
Oh, yeah, and it'd be easy.
Yeah, that, Double Dash.
Net play on Dolphin, because I've done that before.
I still haven't.
I've only got it to work once. I only got it to work once.
I don't know how...
I played Mario Bros. Wii and... oh, yeah, Mario Party 9 with someone else, yeah.
And I was going to say, I don't know how TLM and ETM did it, kind of alluding back to Nintendo Crew, how they filmed, because they got to work. I know they did, I think they said 3 filming sessions for Wii, and then they did Double Dash, too.
Exactly, yeah, they did Double Dash.
And I feel like and then they got Citra Netplay working, which, that was even harder, I feel like. Because I tried to do it.
It doesn't work anymore.
Well, I don't know, maybe it does.
No, it doesn't.
You tested it already?
Yeah, I tried to test it. It's just gone. Same with the Yuzu online as well.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, Yuzu had Netplay.
Oh, that would have been cool. That's actually probably how Odyssey Hide and Seek worked.
Yeah, Odyssey. I don't really know how Odyssey Hide and Seek worked because I never tested it, but I just know that it was a thing. Though, and it looked really fun.
Yeah, small net. And
I think you can use a modded Switch for it too. I feel like I'd rather just do that, to be honest.
Fair. Because I actually had the chance to play a Crafty Boss mod. Crafty Boss is the guy who did Odyssey Online for Smallnet. I did Super Yoshi Odyssey, fun hack. Yeah. It was pretty broken at times, but...
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, I know you were there for that one. And it's like, with the Switch 2, probably next year, I'm excited for it. And I think this year, it's not going to be heavy. because if you notice, each year I feel like it's been slowing down. Like, we had 2 big titles last year. We had Tears and Wonder.
Yeah. Tears and Game and Wonder, yeah.
And it's like, I guess
You dare disgrace Pikmin 4?
I'm saying like big titles.
Pikmin 4?
It's still a
Pikmin 4
triple A.
is not a big title.
I'm saying it's
Yeah.
a triple A title still, but it's not like it wasn't a Game of the Year contender. I don't think. I didn't keep up with
Nah,
it.
oh no, it was. I think it was. No,
Did
no,
Nintendo-
it was at the Game Awards, but it wasn't Game of the Year.
Yeah, best family title. I think it went for.
What? Yeah, I know Wonder got that. I got like best family game,
And it's like,
which makes sense.
this is actually the second time we're going to be reviewing Wonder on this show. We reviewed it once when the trailer came out, and then we actually never did a post-release review because somebody hasn't played it yet.
Not me.
Yeah, and then I guess you and I. What do you think of Wonder? I know your opinion, but
Yeah, I was gonna say honestly, from the start, Wonder was a bit iffy for me because I was like, I just remember not being a big fan of the art style at first. I was like, this kind of looks like a kid's game. And
Yoshi's
I
Island.
kind of thought that, like with the just how the entire game looked, and like to the lead up, I was never like really excited about the game. Maybe I had like a couple things I was looking forward to, but I just was never like super excited to play the game. I'm gonna be honest though, after playing it a little bit more recently, I have started to like it a little bit more. I'm not gonna say it's like, 10 out of 10. Oh my gosh, it's a masterpiece. I don't think the game is like perfect or a masterpiece like whatsoever. But I'll admit, I do like it a little bit more than I did like 4 months ago, I guess. I
Yeah.
guess it came like 4 months ago. Like I like it a little bit more. Like it's a good game.
yeah, 5.
It's a fun game. Like I feel like a lot of people will enjoy playing it, but like there are people that are like, "Oh my gosh, it's a 10 out of 10. It's game of the year." I don't think it should win. I don't think it should have won game of the year at all. And
I think
yeah,
it lost, right?
yeah, it didn't get it, which I didn't think it should have been nominated
I
in
think-
the first place either way.
And it's like, I've heard people say New Super Mario Bros. 2 was better than Wonder, which I'll fight against. I
Really?
love Mario Bros. 2. I
love
think
that
Wonder
game,
was
too.
better.
It's great.
I think
yeah.
Wonder.
I love all the games. Yeah.
I think Wonder's better just because New Super Mario Bros. 2 main weak point was lack of new power-ups. It had 1. Wonder had 3
Yeah, then the
really
two-
good
two.
ones.
Also, the levels were smaller, which again, it's a handheld, so it's understandable. But like, obviously, Wonder's levels are a lot bigger than 2's levels.
Yeah, and I'd say Wonder was a lot easier. Which I know a
Yeah.
lot of people, but it's because
Yeah.
instead of having to play it with this, you got to use it with, where's my controller? This.
your Pro Controller, yeah, exactly.
Or, well, nowadays you could probably play New Super Mario Bros. 2 on here with this.
yeah.
Yeah, Xbox controller.
Oh yeah, the Xbox controller.
Which, I guess, what's your bucket list for Switch 2? What games or franchises do you hope either get a new entry or just get something?
Honestly, I want to see 3D Land come to the Switch too. I would love a 3D Land remake.
My idea for that, I say just give us a 3D All-Stars 2. Ready? Galaxy 2.
That works.
Galaxy 2, 3D Land. And I know, because there's not really any other titles to throw in there, because it's like Bowser's Fury and 3D World already happened.
Yeah, they
So
already
that-
have a port to the Switch. Yeah.
And same with Odyssey's on Switch. So I'm going to say,
Mhm.
and this would be good, 64DS.
Yeah, that works.
That way to make it
64
three.
DS. Yeah, it would be 64 DS. It'd be Galaxy 2 and then 3D Land. I like it. I think that's a great.
I would say
Little
even
thing,
DLC
honestly.
for, which won't happen because 3D All-Stars isn't available anymore. I could see a re-release though. I could see a reissue. It's Nintendo. They would reissue it if they know there's
Mhm.
profit to be made. What do you think of that, Sean?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the question is for that. I wouldn't be surprised if they did it. It's just what's the third one? You suppose you could do because it is a bit different, definitely on the DS version of.
It adds more levels.
Yeah, so you definitely could do that. Is there anything else? Me just like put tap code in there? No,
Nah,
actually,
I
that's
was-
on Switch.
I was gonna say I could also see, and if they did another All Stars collection, I would actually want to see a new Super All Stars.
That'd be cool.
Like
yeah.
DS, Wii,
Yes, Wii 2 and well, Yuzu I know is already on there,
But the thing is, they'd probably include it.
yeah, I don't see why not.
They include it. Maybe. I also really want to see with Mario Kart. I think it would be cool because everyone's like, oh, we need one more Grand Prix. What if they just do what they did with Wii U? Make it a non-booster course pass thing. $5, you can get one Grand Prix. Like one.
Not bad.
I was gonna say like
Yeah.
not even a Crown Cup, like something where it's like four new tracks, like nothing, no ports, four completely original tracks, $5. Like what they did with, I think it was Waves 1 and 2 for Mario Kart 8 Wii U. It's like the Egg Cup, the Crossing Cup, the Bell and Triforce, where you could buy those.
I remember that. Yeah, I still remember begging my mom to get me that DLC.
Same here, same exact
it's like
story.
You pay for both packs.
Yeah, I bought both.
Yeah.
Why
No,
get
I
one?
got them both too.
And I feel bad for the people now who never got it, and when they go to Mario Kart DS or 8 Wii U, they're getting the pop-up saying buy the DLC, but you can't.
Yeah, you can.
I got
shut
that.
It down.
I get that for Minecraft Wii U when I hop on.
Yeah.
Once every 6 months.
Once every 6 months. Oh my gosh.
But
Who
it's
actually
like,
played Wii U?
oh, I heard it's a toxic nightmare now.
Yeah, people like hacking and stuff.
Yeah, console hacking, which was the same problem Splatoon had.
Yeah.
And I guess
I remember
looping back.
Mario Kart 8 and Splatoon got shut down because there were people like taking over Wii U's and stuff, and that's why I find it kind of stupid how they tried to fix it
just to shut it down right after.
Yeah, just to shut it down. I know.
And I guess I want to ask, this is the next big question, looping back to Wii U stuff. What games are you going to play before they shut down? What games do you want to enjoy one last time?
I would say definitely Mario Kart 8. I plan on streaming that. That's like going to be the main thing. Maybe Mario Maker, because I know there's like some levels that like they're going to be gone forever once you once it goes down. I made sure to screenshot the level that DGR played of mine, so that way like that's always saved and I can always show that to people.
Oh, he played one of your levels?
Yeah, he played one of my levels on the Wii U version. It was in a live stream. Yeah.
When, recently or?
Oh, this was years ago. This was a long time ago. This is, I think, in like 2018.
That's
2017,
impressive.
something like that.
I used to.
I have the picture of it. If you want me to show it to you, I can. It's like.
Yeah, I'll look at it later. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, because I remember he did it. And I remember like the yeet hat or whatever. I remember he did that for my level because he just like jumped.
It's like, I feel like with me, I'm definitely gonna hop on Splatoon one more time. I'm gonna hop on Mario Maker, Mario Kart. On the 3DS side, I feel like there's only one game that I'm really gonna hop on, and that's do Mario Kart 7 one last time since I've been burnt out of that game. I've had to say this time and time again, I'm not coming back to Mario Kart 7 probably until 1.5 comes out for CTGP. Because I've done it all. I've done it all multiple times over. All I have is staff ghosts. I'm not doing that. I'm not spending hours time traveling. It's not worth it.
I don't blame you. I hate time traveling. It's so boring for me.
But Sean, what games do you plan on revisiting online one last time before the shutdown, if any?
None for me, mostly because you have my Wii U.
Oh yeah, I do.
I don't really have any 3DS games I'm particularly interested. I guess you said Mario Maker. That would be the one if I was to do. But like, I have 2, and I think 2 is good enough for me.
Wait. Oh yeah, you do.
So.
But I feel like Mario Maker 2 is the worst Mario Maker.
Yeah, I know you said that.
Yeah, I actually like Mario Maker 3DS. I'm that one person who does. Because I'm like, it's bad, but it's basically, think about it, it's just a mobile port. It's gonna be bad.
Essentially.
That's all it is. And it added some features, like, I think the red key, like some of the big features in 2, like the red coins that would lead to being a key, I think that came from...
Did it?
3DS.
I have no idea, so I can't comment on that. But
I don't remember.
It did, yeah.
And it's like, there's a lot that went into it. And that's why I'm going to say, I'm a miss Mario Maker. I know a lot of people are going back and just replaying it. I might do it myself. I might do it.
Apparently, there's only one last Mario Maker 1 level that needs to be beat, though. I saw a video about it earlier today.
Yeah, I'm saying I want to go back and beat every, like, Nintendo level. Because they put out a bunch of, like, event courses. I want to go back and beat all of
Oh,
them.
I remember that, yeah.
I actually might stream that. That's a smart one for me to do.
That would be smart, yeah.
Because I loved Mario Maker 1. Also, I have a bunch of impossible levels on there.
Oh, man.
Sean knows how bad my... I couldn't even beat them.
Levels.
Oh, it's because they're legit unbeatable. Like, I couldn't even get them released.
Oh, wow.
Because they were just... Like, it would be a million thwomps, but there's spikes. Like, there was no way to beat it. It was just... I liked making impossible stuff.
Exactly.
You just liked putting all the dangerous things all everywhere.
Yeah, or,
That was
like,
it.
3 Bowser Juniors that are giant. Like, stupid stuff like that.
You liked torture, basically.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss the Wii U. One of the best Nintendo consoles of recent time.
Agreed, yeah.
I'd say it beats the Switch.
That's a fair take, honestly.
Like, with the Wii U 3DS going under, and just this last year for Nintendo, it's been a rough year. Because you had, obviously, them getting backlash for Point Crow last year.
I remember that.
And
I was
there
affected by that, too.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
And since that was a year ago now, that was like last April.
Yeah.
What was
It's coming up on a year ago. I remember that.
What do you
whole-
think about it a year later if you want to talk about it?
It's kind of crazy. I mean, the fact that that whole strike thing happened like a year ago with the tutorial getting taken down the cyber, that video had 155,000 views. By far my most successful video ever. I mean, I got so many likes, I got so many subs. Like, people, and there were some people that told me, Nicholas, that's the best modding tutorial for your Switch on YouTube. They told me straight up it was the best one. And then I remembered it was like one night, it was like really, really late. It was like at like 1 a.m. or something. I get the email and they're like, "Oh, you have a strike on your channel and this video was taken out." And I'm like, "What the heck? I didn't break any guidelines." I appeal it. They reinstate the video. YouTube's like, "Oh yeah, you're fine. You didn't like do anything wrong." Then Nintendo takes it down again.
Did
And
that
then
count as
later
2
they emailed
strikes or
saying-
1?
It was only one, because the strike got removed and then it got put back on. And they were like, "Oh, it was the circumvention of tech." It was the same thing that happened to Yuzu. They were like, "I'm circumventing."
I think that means it was legal, right? Nintendo legal?
Yeah, the legal team of YouTube emailed me saying that Nintendo threatened to sue YouTube if they didn't they basically said they were gonna sue YouTube if they didn't take the video down.
Which, as much as that sucks, I feel like I would also be honored at the same time because that means Nintendo knows you exist.
Yeah,
and that's the
Nintendo-
cool
yeah,
fact.
That means Nintendo knows me. They know I exist.
And
I
that's
made a
like the
modding
cool part
tutorial.
of it.
I know. Yeah,
they
know
probably
I
hate
exist.
you, but they know
Oh,
you
yeah,
exist.
It's fine.
And
I
that's
don't
still
care.
really cool.
I know. It's kind of an honor in a way to know that
Yeah,
I was.
because it's
I was-
like,
they probably talked about me.
yeah, and that's like nuts to think about. Like, the people that inspire you know you exist.
That's so
Exactly.
funny. You
Wait-
guys are like, I'm
Maybe I
honored
can
to
get a
be
job
that
there one
enemy.
day.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not like Epic where they'll hire modders or like
I know.
Blizzard.
Yeah.
But
Sega does that too, I think.
yeah. I'm waiting for the day where Nintendo goes the Sega direction, just drops making consoles. This is Sean's Wii U gamepad. This
I
isn't
feel
even
like if
mine.
the Switch didn't blow up, then that would have been the future.
Yeah, I wonder. Who do you think most of their stuff would go to, though? Xbox or PlayStation? In the case,
I'd say throw it on Steam, release it on PC.
I wish they did that with
Oh.
Tears.
I mean, I
They
said
should
phones
do
already,
that.
So.
Phones. That makes sense.
That's what Sony's doing. They have it like on PlayStation. They have it on Steam.
Yeah, Xbox does the same, I think.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
Game
Xbox,
Pass.
also have their
Xbox has done that for a while.
launcher.
Yeah.
Nintendo's the only one that...
No, Nintendo's like, "Oh, you have to buy our majorly underpowered system that was made in 2015."
I
'cause that's where the
accidentally
hardware's from."
turned on the Wii U. I just accidentally...
Like, no, you have to play Tears of the Kingdom in our old hardware at 25 FPS.
That's what makes them money, though, because they make money on the hardware, and then they make money on the games.
That's
They have
true.
a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a business move.
Yeah, like, of course, I don't know if everyone knows, but Xbox and PlayStation lose money on their consoles by a good bit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
they lose
lose
money.
I knew the PlayStation 3 lost money, but I didn't know that the current.
Basically all consoles for a long time have lost money. Nintendo's one of the only companies that doesn't lose money on their hardware.
Oh wow.
I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm playing Mario Kart 8 right now.
That's why Nintendo makes so much money. Because they make money on everything.
Oh, this looks so weird. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that. That looks so
Mario
weird.
Kart 8.
Yeah. It's weird playing Mario Kart 8 again. I wonder
It
if...
is weird.
Wow. This looks even weirder.
Oh jeez.
Just some nostalgia feel for you guys. I don't even know what
man.
CC I put on. It's knowing me, probably 50.
50 cc. No, 100 cc.
No.
I've forgotten cc.
50cc lounges, do they exist?
Oh yeah. Do they have 50 cc? Because I feel like I could do well with that.
Now I want to make that happen. I
Oh my
actually want to
gosh.
try to... Oh, let's see.
I would cook in 50 cc. I'm not gonna lie.
I actually do want to try lounges. What do you think of Mario Kart? Oh my god, it's 50. I put 50
All I'll
on.
say is about lounge. I'm about to leave the servers.
Oh wait, there's multiple?
Yeah, well, there's Mario Kart Central, and then there's 150cc lounge. I know there's
That's-
a 200 one as well, but
I got invited to the 150 by Ball-O-Matic.
I'm just, it's just not my thing.
Yeah,
I did it for a little bit. It was fun, but now it's just like I'm just kind of moved on from.
I'm waiting for someone to start that for Mario Kart 7, because the one thing we really didn't bring up is the afterlife of console online. And this is
Yeah.
probably one of the last topics today. It's being, how well do you think it's going to perform? Like, the Wii is doing better in its afterlife. Just look at Wii
Oh, yeah.
Online. We were talking about
Yeah,
this
look at Wii Fi,
pre-stream.
Mario Kart Wii.
Or pre-Tendo's
Connect
coming
24.
soon.
Yeah, I know. It's probably gonna do really well because again, game preservation. People want to play the old games.
And that's why I'm going to say, like, one of my ideas post 3DS era, I'm going to start speedrunning Minecraft 3DS, because the world record glitchless is 5 hours. I'm like, that's easily beatable. Like,
That
that's a
is,
world
yeah.
record that anyone who wants it could just snatch. As somebody,
For real.
and I said, I've been trying to come up with ideas. Like, we spoke about an idea, every Mario Maker level one last time. I'm going to do that.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
go
do-
for it, honestly.
It's like there's so much I feel like you can do before it's over. And I say if you want to check out like the Wii U era stuff, go ahead and do it like while you can.
Do it.
And do you think I hope Mario Kart 7 lounges start after I would actually do a 150cc lounge online if they exist for Mario Kart 7.
Give it a shot. Yeah, why not?
Or if anybody in the Mario Kart 7 community, or even if CTGP officially adds ranked, I would love to see that. Because that would be a really cool feature. Sean, you look like you just woke up. Oh, I got blue shelled.
God.
You gotta be kidding me. I'm playing Mario Kart 7 on
You're
the...
Yeah,
playing
he's-
it right now.
he's
Not Mario
literally
Kart 7,
playing.
Mario Kart 8. I'm playing it as we do the episode.
DCC.
On Sean's Wii U.
So true.
Because my Wii U gamepad's over there. I just picked up a gamepad. It happened to be his. And his Wii U was plugged in. But it's like... I think, honestly... Nintendo took a lot of bad moves this last year. But they're also getting good attention for all the Switch 2 rumors. How
That's true.
everyone
yeah.
thought Wonder was absolute S tier. How they thought Tears was S tier. I didn't really like Tears of the Kingdom that much, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
I love Breath of the Wild. It's one of the reasons I think that Wii U, one of my favorite consoles, is just that like the uniqueness of the games that came out on it. Like a lot of the stuff on Switch is almost piggybacking off the stuff that came out on Wii U. I mean, Mario Maker was originally there. 3D World was originally there. I never played 3D Land, by the way, so that was totally a new thing for me. And then of course Breath of the Wild. So yeah, and I don't even like. Anyway, point was, I don't even like Tears that much. I think it's great, but it's not.
I'm not into it that much either.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
really enjoy it. Breath of the Wild was aight, but I really didn't like Tears that much.
I agree. Yeah, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm shutting off the Wii U. I played one race, I'm done. But it's like, yeah, I feel like Nintendo had a pretty solid year last year, minus obviously their slip-ups with pissing off their entire community.
Exactly.
And their games leaking early. Mainly Tears.
Yeah.
Being like a month, and then Wonder also a month.
Bro, the paperclip hack be biting them.
Those are...
Yeah, it's like... And that's something they have to be careful with for their next console. It's figuring out a way to kind of streamline the release process. To where it's like, they get it to the stores and make it so it doesn't.
Oh, that'll never not happen. The only reason the Switch was so bad is because the Switch's security was terrible. Like, I mean, we all know the first 20 million Switches can be hacked with a paperclip.
Exactly.
What?
Wait, you don't know that?
No!
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't know
why
that?
the
Oh, yeah,
first
you can
20
use
are
you
so
can use a
valuable.
paperclip instead of a jig, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why everything leaks.
Yeah, so you could either use like one of these, like
What is that?
Oh, this is what you use to mod a Switch. It's the RCM jig.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that's what you slide down the Joy-Con rail to activate the what is it? The RCM mode, recovery mode. Yeah, and it comes in this little case, and then you just use that, or you can use a paperclip. But it's safer to use one of those, so you don't like fry the Switch by like pinning or
Hitting
like getting the wrong cables. It's something like that. But
That's nuts. That's nuts. Like,
it's
I
the
didn't...
pins. Yeah, you don't want to connect two
Yeah,
pins.
you don't have the pins,
It's like
yeah.
if you connect the wrong two pins, you can like because
Fryer.
one of them involves power, you could fry the Switch.
And then bad things happen.
Yeah, but yeah, you've
Then
ruined
not
the
fun.
Switch.
Yeah, which I would say, like, I was worried, and this is probably one of the last topics for today. With 3DS modding, I was afraid I was gonna brick the console. I've modded. I've modded 2 of mine, and then his, and then another one. So I've modded 4 of these. I haven't bricked one yet.
I never even come close to bricking.
Neither
a
have I.
console
Wii U, I
mine.
thought I was, because the Wii U process, like tiramisu, is such a mess. It's like it's awful compared to Luma.
Exactly.
And like obviously I don't know anything really much about like Revolution, because I did the VWii Revolution, which I'm sure is different to regular Revolution.
Yeah, I know the View. I think isn't it the same thing, Revolution? Like
I don't.
either way.
I don't
And maybe it's
know.
from her VWii. I don't know, but
I only have
I just-
VWii.
I have both.
But yeah, I guess the last thing I want to ask is, on the topic of your channel, what do you plan on going forward for this next year? And like the future? What's your plans?
Honestly, I think Vertical Live is definitely a great plan with like the Mario Kart stuff and like potentially playthroughs. I love I know some of my viewers are like, oh well, I prefer like regular lives. But it seems like they're like the people who like are really outspoken against the vertical lives are a very, very, very fringe minority. Most people either say they don't care or they like the vertical lives.
I'm in the
And
same
honestly,
place.
Yeah, I'm cool with like when I watch like either your streams, like even some other like creators. Like I don't care if you do vertical live, I'll watch it. If you do regular live, I'll watch it. I literally don't care. I'll watch it either way. But what I like about the vertical live is you get access to a much, much larger audience that you just don't get with regular live. With regular live streams, somebody has to click on your stuff if they want to watch. So like,
And
let's say
that means
someone's like, not
thumbnail.
into Mario Kart, like they're not necessarily going to want to click on it if they're not really in the mood. But maybe if you swipe down and my live comes up on play Mario Kart, some might be like, hey, you know what? I actually do want to play Mario Kart because this guy seems kind of cool. Like they get to know me without having to click on a stream.
Exactly, and that means the people who, let's say, don't know how to make a thumbnail, like,
Yeah.
or
And
don't know
some
how
streams,
to
I get
title.
like 50 subs, and it's like, maybe it's because they get to know me before they click on my stuff. So.
Yeah, they're like, I don't have to, and that gives like, in a way where you don't need thumbnails anymore. Thumbnails are kind of obsolete.
Yeah, I mean, I still have my thumbnails, but you don't need
same
them
here.
anymore.
Like I use the same format for all my shorts lives. It's funny because right after this, I'm going to do a shorts live. I'm trying to vertical today.
I saw that on my phone once I looked over. Yeah.
Yeah, And that was perfect because that's something I did want to discuss. Shorts live and the future of streaming as a whole, I think, is this is the way to get streaming mainstream again. Because
I think it is too. Yeah.
Because I feel like Kick and all of that, not to get too deep into it, I think Kick is kind of killing streaming with all the controversy.
In a
Kick,
way, yeah.
Twitch, even some YouTube controversy, but it's like, I think Vertical, and eventually, I could see streaming being saved by Vertical in a way. Also, Vertical does
it's like
have its
TikTok Live.
issues.
Wow,
Yeah,
like
that's just awful. But I was gonna say, we've been talking about this, the whole Fortnite live thing, and how atrocious that is, where it's just V-Bucks scams.
Oh my goodness!
I remember I found one where it's like, if I will give you $100 gift card if you could guess a skin that I don't have, and then the person has a hacked account with every skin. And I realized it was looped because I saw one, and I'm like, that's why I'm like, it's kind of a gray area with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trash out there, but then again, there's
some
of
treasure
content on YouTube in general. And there's also good stuff too on Vertical Lives as well.
Like finding your streams or finding any of our friends.
Yeah, yours. It's like, I think a lot of people have told me like, oh hey, I love your content.
Exactly, and that's where I've noticed, like, I have people who will come from Vertical. Some will stay, sub, and like come to my non-vertical streams, come to videos.
Yeah,
same. Then there's some who will stay for a couple days.
Because the trick is bridging the gap between like shorts and live. Because a lot of people who like
or shorts and videos.
They come to you from shorts, but they don't watch your live stuff. But this, it's a short and it's live, so it's like
it's the answer to both.
Gap. I know, yeah, and it's like I know you have a short live coming. I have a short coming out in like 30 minutes too, and it's like I'm excited to see how it does today because
you had a shorts live last 2 days.
Now, and I kind of learned how to make shorts and how they work and everything, and who knows, maybe something could happen from shorts.
Exactly, you could end up with like 20-30K.
I know. I said I was already it's funny. I talk to my mom sometimes on my channel. I said one day I'm gonna blink and I'm gonna be at 20K. Just
that's always possible. You could wake up with, and
you could wake up and have 10K easily.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could wake up. There's some people, like I remember hearing a story about a TikToker. She went to bed one night, woke up with 1 million, and she had like 10K when she went to bed. I'm like, the fact that overnight you can get everything overnight now, like overnight success stories before they were rare. Like you actually had to work.
Uncommon.
Yeah,
you just got to do the right thing at the right time, and boom.
Like for example, Mario Kart Wii or New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Like
that was like
our come up stories.
Yeah, Mario Kart Wii was like summer 2022. Mario Bros. Wii was late 2022.
It was like September, like fall. Like for me,
it was like fall. Yeah, fall. Yeah.
It went like even Odyssey. Like when you find a game and ride the wave, that's how you do it.
Exactly. That's how you get success. You just ride the wave.
But
I think Vertical Live is kind of a wave in itself.
A wave that hopefully doesn't die because it's really fun.
I hope so.
It feels nostalgic even though it's new. I don't get it.
I know it's weird, but yeah.
But anything you want to add, Sean?
No, not really. I mean, I guess some of what you guys are talking about. You guys were saying Shorts Live is improving discoverability, right?
Yes.
So like, everyone's getting more. So that's also the problem with the Fortnite because it's giving people who are good and bad both platforms, right? Everyone is getting more.
New exposure.
Exactly.
They're getting pushed.
Yeah, there is a lot of crap too. There definitely is.
Rising tide raises all boats, even the bad ones.
Exactly.
So. And
is there anything at all that either of you guys want to add into this? Any topics, anything?
I think that's it, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Question, yes or no? It's very simple. Will the Switch sell more than the PS2?
I don't know. I don't know what the PS2
It's a 40 mil right now.
Possible.
PS2 is 155, I believe.
Oh, so it's like 15
15. I think it'll be after
yeah,
Switch 2 comes
maybe.
Because like I'll probably buy an OLED.
I think it's likely. I think it's likely.
I might buy a couple more Switches because I've thought about buying like the Switches, the Switch Lights. Do those count? Switch Lights, OLEDs?
They all count.
Oh yeah, they do.
Because I want to get all the collectors. I want to build a shelf and display stuff.
I just have a regular and an OLED. I don't really want to get a light.
I want to get a light just to display. I don't want one to...
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you, Nicholas, for joining us today.
It was fun being
here. I hope you come back on the show again soon, especially if our predictions are true. And I really thank
we
you.
gotta make an update. We gotta.
Yeah, we gotta do a
a
part 2.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
No problem.
Fun.
Thank you for
Thank you for
being
coming.
here. And if you guys haven't, go check out Nicholas. His YouTube will be down below, so will mine, and our Discord server will be down below. Once again, thank you, Nicholas, for being here. We really appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, comment, like, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, wherever you're listening, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.